Hello friends, welcome to lesson 6 of our plant unit. Today we are going to talk about some parts of the plants that we eat. So I want to go back to our original poster. Remember when I showed you this and all the different seeds? So let's look just at, this is spinach. So on this spinach, do you think we eat the seeds of the spinach? I don't think so. What do you think we eat on the spinach? Just think about that. We are going to talk about that another day. What about the corn? Can you see those? Do we eat the seed part of the corn? Look at all those seeds growing in a row. Yes, we do. We eat the seed part of the corn. So on the plants, we eat all different kinds. Sometimes we eat the flower. Sometimes we eat the fruit, which is usually a seed pod. And the flower is too. Sometimes we eat the leaves. Sometimes we eat the stems, and sometimes we eat the seeds. So here is the cucumber. Okay, look at these seeds up here. Do we eat these seeds when we eat the cucumber? That one is kind of tricky because yes, we usually do eat the seeds when we eat a cucumber. If you slice that open, I don't know if you can see that, but the seeds are right inside the cucumber and they're pretty soft, so you can eat them along with your cucumber. So yes, we do eat the seeds plus the fruit. We don't eat alyssum. We don't eat that. Okay, how about the pumpkin? Do we eat the pumpkin seeds? Yes, we can. You can even buy them in the store and eat them. They toast them. Sometimes they put flavorings on them. So yes, pumpkin seeds. We eat the pumpkin seed and we also eat the pumpkin flesh, like in pies or cakes or bread. But yes, we do eat pumpkin seeds. What about the beets? Those look like something we eat? No. Oh, that was one thing I didn't mention. What part of the beet do you think we eat? It's the part that grows underneath the ground. How about the beans? Do we eat the bean seeds? Yes, we do. And sometimes we eat the pod too. So like green beans, we eat the pod and the beans. They're usually green, not black inside. And then like chili or things like that, we eat the whole bean. We just cook the bean and eat it, those types of beans. How about these squash seeds? Do we eat those? Again, we do. It's kind of like the cucumber. If you look, I don't know, can you see inside that squash plant where they've cut it right there? You can see there's seeds right inside of it. And again, they're so soft that we just eat it right along with the squash fruit or vegetable. How about the carrot seeds? Do we eat the seed part of the carrots? No, we eat something else, just like the beets, something that grows underneath the ground. And we don't eat pansies, usually. I don't even know if they're edible. So I wanted to show you some, first of all, I guess we'll do this. I wanted to show you some of the seeds that we might eat. These are pea seeds. Now you may see a pea seed like this in a pod, and we eat those, right? When you eat like frozen peas or peas for dinner, you usually eat these seeds. They're like in a pile on your plate, and they come out of a pod like that. We use this as our example of one of the kind of seeds that distributes itself by exploding. It's in a pod. But we also can eat, sometimes we eat the pods. There's things that are called snow peas, I think is what they're called. And you eat the pod and the pea inside because it's all pretty sweet. So there's an example, but these kind are the seeds that have been dried. I don't know how to show it without. See how they're green? Oop, yeah, there I spilled some. Okay, so these seeds have been dried. Can you see the little tiny? And you can cook these up and make a soup out of them. So yes, we do eat the seeds of peas. Here is another seed that we eat. Again, it's kind of hard to show you. These are dried out seeds the same way. This is an oat seed. So these are oatmeal. And if you eat oatmeal, then you eat the seeds. That's the part we eat. These oat seeds are rolled out so that they're kind of made flat. They're easier to eat that way. So you can cook them with water and eat them. You can grind them up and make a flour, oat flour. And you can eat them that way too and make other things with them. So that brings me to this one. So these are wheat seeds. Can you see those? All right, well, let me just hold it like this. Those are wheat seeds. And wheat seeds you can grind up. You can eat them like this. You can plant them and they grow sprouts and you can eat those. Or you can just boil them. You can eat them that way. But most often what we do with wheat seeds is we grind them up into flour. This is what most flour is made from, are these wheat seeds. And then after it's ground up into flour, you can make bread or cake or anything you can imagine that has flour in it. You can make lots of things. Cookies with wheat flour. Okay, but again, we eat the seed part of the flour of the plant. And here is another one. These are some more bean seeds. Now these are pinto bean seeds, and these aren't the kind that grow on a green pod. Actually, I don't know how they look on the plant, but this is how you buy them in the store. And again, you can boil them. For a while, you have to boil them because they're pretty hard. You see them? But doesn't that look just like the seed we planted, except for it's brown and speckled? And the one we planted was white. So, but if we put these in a bag, just like I did with the white seed, they would grow the same way. These are the seeds of the bean plant, of the pinto bean plant, and we can use these to make chili or refried beans, soups, lots of things you can make with these types of seeds. So we eat the seed of this plant. And also this one. Now this is actually popcorn. So we don't usually eat the seed just like this because these are the dried out ones. But they grow on the cob just like this sweet corn. So the sweet corn, you can eat it on the cob or they cut it off and you can eat it out of a can. They can it, but you do eat the seeds, okay? And this is popcorn, which they dry and you buy it in a bottle. And then what happens to popcorn? You get it hot, either in a pan or with some hot air, and it pops open. But is it still the seed that we eat? It is. There's a little tiny bit of moisture inside that seed, and when it gets hot, it pops the seed open and it looks all white. So we do eat the seeds of the corn plant, even popcorn, not just sweet corn. All right, so that is the main thing I wanted you to understand today, is that we eat different parts of different plants, not always the same. And sometimes we eat two different parts, just like the cucumber and the pumpkin. So we eat the pumpkin seeds, we can eat the pumpkin flesh. But those are some of the main things. In fact, I don't know if you noticed, that goes with our songs, oats, peas, beans, and barley. Barley is related to wheat. It kind of looks the same. Oat, peas, beans, and barley grow. Those are the 4 seeds that we can eat. And here is, I wanted to show you, my bean plant. Look how tall it's grown. And we're going to review a little bit. So what part of the plant is this? That big long thing. It's the stem. And look at these 2 little things. Last time I showed you, remember that was the seed part? Remember see how it's shaped kind of like the seed? So it popped open and out came this part, and now they're kind of dying. They're going to fall off. But look at these beautiful leaves up here that it's growing. And this leaf, oh my goodness, it looks like I have something eating it. How can that be? It's inside. So this has a nice long stem, and I think it's about time, if I don't get it outside, that it's not going to last very long. That one thing I forgot to tell you about stems and roots is that is how it pulls the nutrients and the water out of the soil and up into the plant, up into the leaves and into the fruit eventually and into the new seeds. So that's how it gets all its energy, as it comes up through here through the process of osmosis. And so I wanted to show you, this is the same seed. So that's what's going on. I hope your plants have sprouted, but that's what's going on underneath the soil. See all these long roots? So all those long roots, we don't eat the roots of the bean seed, right? So all those long roots are going out to find nutrients and water, and this little part right here, this green part, is going to grow up to sprout. The same thing's happening over here. All right, and how about your flower plants? Are they growing? Here's my 3 little flower plants. And I want you to notice something. Are they all leaning the same way? Yes, they are. Do you know why? Because where I have them on my kitchen counter, the window's over there. So you will notice that with your plants. If you don't have them right in the window, which I still wouldn't do it. It's pretty cold outside still. But wherever you have them, they will look for where the sunlight is and they will face towards that, because the leaf part is the part that gathers in the sunlight to help it grow. So I'm pretty sure this is the plant I'm going to keep, because look how big and tall and strong, and it's got the biggest leaves. But I might want to turn it so that it grows straight. Maybe I'll turn it like this and then it'll start growing back that way, because that's where the sunlight is. So you'll see this happened over several days, not right away, but if you keep putting it the same way, then pretty soon you'll see the plant starts to lean towards the sun. Same thing with this one. This is how I had them sitting there. So you see how the bean plant's leaning towards the sun and the flower plants are leaning towards the sun. So that's kind of a little review of the last things that we did. Okay, there's one more thing I wanted to show you, and it will be in the next video, but I want to show you how we can grind wheat seeds into flour. And you can actually do this with several kinds of seeds. You can do it with wheat seeds, you can do it with oat seeds. Let me think. You can actually even do it with almonds, which are seeds that we eat. You can make almond flour by grinding up almonds. And so I'm going to show you how that works. It's kind of loud, and so I won't be able to talk much. So you'll see I'll put the seeds in the top, and I'm going to turn it on, and it will go, and it'll go down through it. And there's 2 big stones inside, and the motor pushes the stones like this, around and around like this, and the seeds go down through the stones, and it crushes them up, and it comes down the bottom, and there's a drawer. I'll open it up, and I'll show you that now it's flour. So it goes in the top as seeds, gets ground up by my motor, which is very noisy, and it's noisy. You can hear it grinding them up, and then it drops down into a drawer, and I'll pull the drawer out and we'll look and see the flour in there.